I knew that the album didn't sit as well with my dad because he's like my main critic. He'll give me a whole scroll of shit like, I like this, you feel me? After he heard this one, he didn't give me nothing. That man stood up and said it's personal and dipped and left, you feel me? He gave me nothing.
And when you hear this album, when you play it back to yourself, what do you get from it when you play it back? Is it like therapy for you when you listen to it?
Definitely. It's a release. And like playing it for people, when I first played it for my parents, I was like in a chair like this.
Tight.
Eyes closed, you feel me? Don't even want to see reaction. Just in that chair kind of tensed up. And after it was like free. Like it's a release, you feel me? Like, because it's so honest, it's so truthful. I've told stories in this album that I haven't told to anyone in my life. You know, very, very few people know some of these things, and those few people aren't even my parents, you know? So when I plan it for them and they hear it, it's like, what? You know, what was going on? You know, like, I was talking to my mom recently, and my dad's reaction, I knew that the album didn't sit as well with my dad because he's like my main critic. He'll give me a whole scroll of shit like, I like this, you feel me? After he heard this one, he didn't give me nothing. That man stood up and said it's personal and dipped and left, you feel me? He gave me nothing. So that really bothered me. I was like, okay, you know, this is in depth, but that's also like that's how real and close this album is, you feel me? Like, as a parent, it's going to make you think, like, okay, what was going on, you know? Was I around to see some of this stuff, you feel me? And it's just like, it's a really in-depth album.
And one of the things you're able to touch on is miseducation, I think. And in miseducation, you touch on your misunderstanding of sex, right? Why did you feel like you had to touch on that? And can you walk me through that thought process as you're writing these raps? Like, what was the clarifying moment where you're like, wow, I misunderstood sexuality my whole life?
The whole time. The whole time. Yeah. I think everyone misunderstands sex. And I feel like, especially for men, at least the men I know, it's a very misunderstand because we kind of grow up. When we grow up, we see women as like material. It's a woman is merely the same as a car. You know, you don't view your mother and your siblings that way, but you view other women outside of that way. It's just like it's a thing, you know? You don't look at it as like, oh, this is a woman who could help me build something, help me accomplish things. As a person, you just look at it as like, oh, I got a new chick. I want a new chick same way you would with a car, you know? And that thought process plays a lot into how you view sex, because this is the thing you get from that woman that you look as a thing, you know. You just drive your car. It's merely that much. You don't give it too much more importance than that.
And when did the light switch flip on for you to say, all right, I've been looking at this the wrong way?
Getting older and seeing reactions and doing things and learning and seeing how it affects people and certain people, and it's like, oh, okay, you're really hurt. You feel me? Like, oh, you have feelings. You know, you have to really stop and analyze that, because for a long time you don't care, because you don't look at it. You don't wonder if your car hurt. You feel me? You hear that shit making a noise, you turn the radio up. You feel me? You just kind of drown it out. You don't really think about too much more into it. You feel me? Until you get to the level of care where you like, I gotta take care of this shit. I need to get my oil changed every month, this, that, and you realize how valuable it is to you, you know. And that's like, that's that social mindset that we live in. Most of us, we don't care about anything that doesn't value us or doesn't do something for us. You feel me? Like, it's not a lot of people who love just because you like, oh, I just fuck with that person. You know, if they could give you absolutely nothing, would you treat them the same? And most of the time it's a no.
Somebody once told me that human beings prefer low-resolution solutions to high-resolution problems. And it kind of manifests in the way we view things, similar to the car analogy. We think we understand a car until something goes wrong with it. Then you have to bring it to the shop and you realize, I don't know anything about my car.
You don't know a damn thing.
Nothing. And a damn thing. You realize how uneducated you are about the thing you use every day.
Every single day.
Right, and I think we have that same mentality when it comes to women. We see women all the time, but we are vastly uneducated.
Bro, because you don't you don't fully know these things until you can build one. You feel me? And like that analogy is the same. You could drive this shit every day. You could be with someone every single day.
Right.
But if you haven't invested the time to like build one and really sit with one and see, okay, what does this do? You're stuck. You stuck. You feel me? This shit breaks down. You stuck. You don't know what to do. You know,
On the side of the road, waiting for help.
Bro, most people just get a new one. You get rid of it. You don't even try. You don't even look into it. You gonna throw it away and get a new one. That shit broke. You feel me? And that's how I've looked at women my entire life. You feel me? Perception. You just keep going. You feel me? It's not something that you manifest and build with. I never looked at it like that. And that's because of my teachings growing up and just seeing certain shit. You feel me? That's what it was. Like, I hung out with older people, you know? And just the verbiage is different. How they see life, whoever you hang out with, you gonna see life however they see life. You feel me?
This is one of the first albums that I see you touching on fatherhood sequentially. Why was that? Was that a conscious do you think about fatherhood often?
I do.
Yeah.
Often. A lot. A lot. All the time. Just thinking about like how much you impart on a child just regularly. Just living. Like, you know, just you existing. You're teaching somebody something out of just existing, whether you realize it or not. When you have a child, like they're analyzing everything, just your mood, every single thing you do, and that's like something that's constantly in my head. The constant thought of like, am I doing enough? What am I doing wrong? What could I be doing better? Things like that. You feel me? Things that I feel like the generation prior to us didn't put a lot of time and focus in because they were like built on survival and stuck in survival mode. You got to go to work, you come home, and you go to sleep. You feel me? It's not too much time invested into how does my kid feel today, you know?
Right.